It is time to discuss one of the iconic events in the Game of Thrones saga, Robert Baratheon's rebellion. A tournament takes place at Harrenhal, won by the heir to the throne, Rhaegar Targaryen. Instead of crowning his wife, Elia Martell, he crowns Lyanna Stark as the Queen of Love and Beauty. This sparks immense controversy and initiates a conflict between the heir and the great houses. Subsequently, Lyanna leaves her family to be with Rhaegar. Most of Westeros believes she was abducted, and one of the key figures of today's episode is convinced his beloved has been taken from him. Ned Stark's father, Rickard, and his brother, Brandon, travel to King's Landing to demand that Rhaegar answer for his actions. Aerys II, the young Targaryen's father, views this as treason on the part of the Starks and sentences them to execution. Rickard is burned alive, while Brandon strangles himself in a desperate attempt to save him. This marks the onset of Aerys' madness, as he demands that Jon Arryn surrender the heads of Robert and Ned. Thus begins Robert's rebellion, joined by the Baratheons, Starks, Arryns, and Tullys, with others joining later. One of the most significant engagements is the Battle of the Bells. Robert is in hiding in Stony Sept. Jon Connington surrounds the town, while the locals conceal Bratheon. Eventually, Ned Stark, Jon Arryn, and Hoster Tully arrive, leading to street fighting. As the town bells ring out, Robert emerges from hiding and defeats Connington. Until then, Rhaegar had remained apart from the war. After the Battle of the Bells, he returned to take command of the royal army, knowing he had to stop Robert. What followed was one of the story's most significant events and a pivotal moment in the entire rebellion. The forces of Robert Baratheon, Ned Stark, Jon Arryn, and other rebels clashed with Rhaegar Targaryen, the Kingsguard, and houses loyal to the Targaryens. The armies met at the Trident. Fierce fighting ensued, and Robert fought his way to the center, leading to a duel between him and Rhaegar. The young Targaryen fought with the sword, while Baratheon wielded a massive warhammer. Rhaegar fought bravely, but Baratheon shattered his ruby-adorned armor and killed the prince with a single powerful blow. Rubies from the breastplate fell into the river, giving rise to the name the Ruby Ford. The morale of the royal troops collapsed, the army fled, and the rebellion was effectively won. Robert was wounded, so Ned Stark took command and marched on King's Landing. A key event was Tywin Lannister's betrayal of King Aerys. Believing Tywin was sending reinforcements, the king opened the city gates, but the Lannisters slaughtered the defenders, and Gregor Clegane killed Elia Martell and Rhaegar's children, Aegon and Rhaenys. Aerys ordered the city set ablaze with wildfire, but Jaime Lannister, a member of the Kingsguard, killed the pyromancer and then the king himself, earning the nickname Kingslayer. Tywin then admits the rebel forces into the capital and proclaims Robert Baratheon king of the Seven Kingdoms. Robert's coronation and his marriage to Cersei take place, marking the end of the Targaryen dynasty in Westeros. Meanwhile, Ned Stark sets out for the Tower of Joy to rescue Lyanna. The tower is guarded by Arthur Dayne, the greatest swordsman in the history of Westeros, along with Oswell Whent and Gerald Hightower. Although the war has ended, they refuse to surrender, as their duty is to protect the person inside the tower. One of the most famous duels in Westeros ensues. Despite Dayne's prowess, he is killed, leaving only Ned and Howland Reed as survivors. Ned enters the tower to find Lyanna gravely wounded after a difficult childbirth. Before she dies, she entrusts her newborn child to him, asking that he keep the secret and raise the infant as his own. The rebellion formally ends in victory, but leaves deep scars. Robert remains consumed by his obsession with Lyanna and his hatred of the Targaryens, while Ned returns north with a secret he will keep until his dying day. House Martell vows revenge for the deaths of Elia and her children, while Rhaegar's younger siblings, Viserys and Daenerys, flee to Essos, ensuring the dynasty does not become completely extinct.